This message is for all guitar students. Please make sure you take the time this week to finish up your benchmark projects. They are due this Friday, June 5th. There is a red folder on Schoology that says benchmark projects. That's where you turn it in. In that folder, there's an assignment called benchmark projects. You attach the file that you're turning in to that, and that's how you turn your benchmark project for the year. Please make sure you get it turned in. It's weighted pretty heavily, so if you don't get that turned in, you're going to lose quite a bit of points and your grades are going to drop dramatically. Please get it turned in. Otherwise, things are continuing this week as normal. This is going to be, for Guitar 1, the next to last lesson of the year. We have next week's and then we're done. So, please make sure that you are getting all your assignments in that need to be turned in other than the benchmark, and you're just staying on task, finishing strong. Alright guys? Each of you will also be required to turn in your guitar book, whether that's Guitar 1 or Guitar 2, as part of your obligations. So please make sure that if I say, take a picture of this page, take a picture of that page just so you have it in front of you when you do your last playing test. Nobody got a guitar from me, so you shouldn't have any guitar obligations other than the book. Hope you guys have a great week. Thanks. Okay, the rest of this video is just for Guitar 1 students. Now, Guitar 1 students, I'll get this out of the way first. You're probably not going to like this week, just because I'm giving you a lot of work to do. A lot of music that I want you to play for me. But that is to make it so that next week, when I give you your last lesson of the year, it's a lot easier for you to stomach and understand, okay? So, when I'm giving you this work, please understand, it's not because I don't like you, it's not because I like to make you suffer. I'm just trying to make sure that next week, for your last week, you have it nice and easy, even though it's brand new material, and you'll get through it really easily next week, okay? So, go ahead and turn to page 84 right now. Notes on the 4th string. Alrighty? Notes on the 4th string on page 84. Now, we have used our top 3 strings a lot. And now we're going to be looking at notes on the 4th string. Now, you already know that the open 4th string, you know that note is D, okay? So if you're playing the 4th string open, that note is D. We covered that last week. Now you're also going to be doing E and F this week. So E on the 4th string is the 2nd fret. Okay? 4th string, 2nd fret is E. And 3rd fret, 4th string, is F. So those are the notes we're going to be using new this week, are E and F. You're also going to be using D. But as we covered last week, it's not a new note. Now, one of the things that I would like for you to play for me for your playing test this week, again, one of them, is one of the songs on page 85, and I need you to play both the solo line and the accompaniment line for one of those songs that you choose, either Andantino or Study. Alrighty? Now, Andantino, the solo line is using notes that we've already covered as well, just G through F, basically. Okay? So it's pretty easy if you're doing Andantino. You're going to start with your pointer finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. Okay? And you're going from C to G, which sounds like... Okay? So you start with your pointer finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string for the first measure. And then you're going to make it open to get to B, G, B, G. Okay. Then you go to D, which is the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And then back to C. Okay, then you're going to jump up to E, the open 1st string. Up to F, the 1st fret of the 1st string. Back to B. And finish up on C. Okay? So, that's how you play the solo line of Andantino. It's pretty easy to do. solo line, again, half of what you'd play for Andantino. And the accompaniment line is what you're using for the notes on the fourth string. And it even has it laid out for you. So E is that lowest line on the staff. You're looking at the accompaniment line for Andantino. E is on the lowest line of the staff. And again, that is the fourth string, second fret. So you start on E. Then you go down to D, the open fourth string. Up to F, third fret. And back to E. And you stay there for a measure. Down to D. F. Now, that's the accompaniment line. Now, when you listen to the track for Andantino, you will hear both of those lines put together. So it's good practice to listen to the track and try to play along with the track, so that you can hear both the solo line and the accompaniment line for that. So, if you do Andantino, I want to hear both the solo line and the accompaniment line played individually by you. Okay? Now, that's one of your options for half the assignment for this week. So, Andantino is one of your options. The other option is the song Study. Study's a bit harder. It's broken up a lot farther. There's a lot more bigger jumps that you have to worry about. The first one you have to worry about is going from C to G in the very first measure. You're going from C up to G, down to E, then back to C. So that would be... Now, so that you can see how I did that though. I had my pointer finger on the first fret of the second string, and I put my ring finger on the third fret of the first string. Okay, bum, 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 bum. And then you go on from there, going to B down to G, A, B, C, D, E, C, D, E, F, E, D, C, B, G, E, D, C. Okay, so that's Study for you. That's the solo line of Study if you choose to do that one. Now there's no track for it, so you'll just have to kind of rely on what I just played. I'll play it one more time for you so you can hear what it sounds like. There's the solo line for Study, and the accompaniment line uses the E, F, and E, F, D, but it also uses G, which remember G is just that open third string. So here's the accompaniment line for Study. Here we go. Starting on the second fret of the fourth string. Going up to A. Okay, so there's the accompaniment line for Study. It also uses the G and the A on the third string. Okay, so if you do Study, you need to do both the solo line and the accompaniment line, played individually each time. Now, again, that is half the assignment for this week, choosing either Andantino or Study. I need you to do something else as well. We're going to skip ahead a page so you can see that. Alrighty? So, please skip pages 86 and 87 for the time being, just because we're out of time to do them, and turn to page 88. Now, page 88, at the bottom of the page, is the chromatic scale. Now, the reason I want you to do the chromatic scale this week as well is because your final playing test next week is going to be, 2 weeks from now, is going to be playing the chromatic scale using all of the strings. Now, today we're just going to be doing chromatic scale using 3 strings, but next week is all the strings chromatic scales. So, to help you get ready for that, we're doing the chromatic scale as well as part of your playing test this week. Now, looking at that, a chromatic scale is a scale in which each successive note is a half step apart. Okay, so we're just going half steps up all the way up. Now, this one right here is a G chromatic scale, which means you're starting on the note G and you're ending on the note G. You're going to start on the open G on the 3rd string and finish up on the G on the 1st string, the 3rd fret. So, they even tell you exactly how many notes are in each one. They tell you what fingering to use for all this. It's really nice and easy to follow. So, we're going to start on the G, the open 3rd string right here. Okay? So, what you're going to do is you're going to go up a fret each time until it says to move to the next string. So you see it starts on G. So, here's the chromatic scale. You're starting on the open 3rd string, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, up to the 2nd string where you see the 2 with the circle around it, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, up to the 1st string open, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Okay, and you hold that, then you're going to go back down from G to G. And then you open it. Then you're going to go down to the 4th fret of the next string down. Open to the 3rd fret. And that's what it is, the chromatic scale for G. Okay? Now it's important to remember that for the 3rd string, you're going up to the 3rd fret. For the 2nd string, you're going up to the 4th fret. And then for the 1st string, you're going to go up to the 3rd fret. So 3rd fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret in order to go this chromatic scale. Now, when you're recording yourself, this can be 2 different recordings. You can record yourself twice, one for each song, and turn in both recordings. Schoology will let you do that for the assignment. If you want to do them together, that's fine, but if you want to split them up in 2 recordings and turn both recordings in next week, totally fine. Okay? Now again, the reason I'm having you do 2 different things for your playing test this week, I know it's kind of a pain, but the reason I'm having you do that is so that you can have a much easier time next week when it's time for the chromatic scale using all the strings, so you know what you're running into. Okay? We are so close to the end, guys. You're almost there. Just keep on working hard, playing strong, and you're going to do great. Thanks.